And
Yes.
there is two cases of reserves accumulated profit or loss. Reserves and accumulated profit and loss. So I told you that first case is when we close the account of reserves, accumulated profits and loss. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And there is a second case when we don't have to close the accounts. So what will be the journal entry or accounting treatment in this both cases?
Yes.
Okay, so in the first case, if there is any reserves or profit and loss account balance is showing in the balance sheet, then we have to distribute that reserve or profit and loss. Okay, so if there is any balance in balance sheet, so can you tell me if there is a reserve in balance sheet, so reserve balance is on the credit side or debit side?
The reserve balance, it's on the debit side.
Debit side.
Yes.
Okay, so actually reserve balance is on the credit side always. You are thinking about balance sheet, but balance sheet does not have debit or credit. It's liability and it's assets. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And you are saying that if reserve is this side written, then it is debit. I think you think this while answering.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Actually, balance sheet does not have a debit or credit side. Okay. So we are talking about balance. That balance of reserve is on which side, debit or credit? So it is always on the credit side. Okay, because reserve is part of profit. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And reserve is part of profit. And can you tell me that as per nominal account, profit is to be written on which side?
So it should be written on the credit side.
Yes, that's why reserve balance is always on the credit side.
Yes.
Okay, so when we close the accounts of reserves, profit and loss, then we have to transfer the balance of reserves to whatever the balance, that is reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit, and to partners capital account. And we have to distribute this in profit sharing ratio, old profit sharing ratio. So old ratio we have to distribute. Now, if it is, if profit, then this entry, and if there is loss, then what will be the entry? So this entry will be reversed. Entry will be partners capital account to profit and loss, because reserve don't have negative balance. Okay, so partner capital account debit to profit and loss account, only profit and loss account. Okay, there may be some miscellaneous expenses given in the quotient or fictitious assets. Then you can write here to miscellaneous expenses. Okay, and if we have to follow the case 2, if we have to follow the case 2, then we cannot distribute the profit in old ratio. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's say there is reserve, and reserve value is 10,000, and there is profit balance of 50,000. Okay, so total is 60,000. Yes, and if we
Yes, sir.
distribute between partners in 5, 3, 2, then it will be 30,000, 18,000, and 12,000. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so in this case, we will write 10,000 in front of reserve, 50,000 here, and all the partners' name will be written on the credit side, and we will write this amount on each partner's. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is our case 1. So if there is any profit, maybe there is loss, maybe there is profit. Okay, so loss will be written on the asset side of balance sheet, and profit will be written on the liability side of balance sheet. So if there is any profit, then we have to distribute and pass the journal entry number 1. And if there is any loss, then we will pass the journal entry number 2. Okay, so this is our journal entry for distribution of reserves and profit and loss. Now, case 2, if there is a condition that we don't have to distribute the reserve and profit and loss because we don't have to close the account. In first case, your account of reserve and profit and loss will be closed. Why it is closed? Because reserve balance is, let's say there is balance of 10,000 of in reserve account, and we transfer all the 10,000 to partners capital account, old partners capital account, then there will be no balance in reserve account. That's why the account will be closed. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, when we don't have to close the accounts, then we cannot distribute the profit or loss. We cannot change the amount given in that account. So we have to pass journal entry through capital account, and entry will be simple. As we know this before, sacrificing partners capital account debit to gaining partners capital account. To gaining partners capital account. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we have to understand this also, because let's say that as previous example we done, the reserve is 10,000, reserve is 10,000 and profit is 50,000, but we don't have to close the account, so we cannot transfer this balance to capital account. Now what we have to do is we will total this amount. Okay, and we will find the sacrificing ratio of partners, sacrificing ratio of partners or gaining ratio of partners, because sometimes if new partner is coming into business, he is gaining partner, but sometimes other partners gain also. So like if old ratio of A and B is 3 is to 2, and new ratio of A, B, and C is 5 is to 3 is to 2. So we have to calculate the sacrificing ratio, and we will calculate this like A equals to 3 by 5 minus 5 by 10. B will be 2 by 5 minus 3 by 10. So 10, 6 minus 5, that is 1 by 10. And 1 by 10. So A and B is sharing profit equally. Okay. They are
Yes.
sacrificing in the same ratio. So it is called equal sacrificing ratio. So let's say now it's 60,000. Okay. So we have to multiply this 60,000 by 1 by 10 because it is their sacrifice. So what will be the value? 6,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now can you tell me who is the gaining partner here?
So C.
C. So we will pass this journal entry like sacrificing partners capital account debit to gaining partners capital account, and sacrificing is A capital account debit, A capital account debit, B capital account debit, because these two are sacrificing partners, that's why their capital is debited, and two
Yes.
C capital. So whatever they are sacrificing, they will get from C. So 6,000 A will get, 6,000 B will get, and C capital will be. Actually, there is a mistake here. There is a little mistake here. Okay. I was thinking, sorry for the mistake. Actually, it's written, we have to write gaining partner capital account debit to sacrificing partner capital. Okay. So the entry
Do the
this.
opposite.
Now the entry will be C capital account debit to A capital account and to B capital account. Actually, A and B is sacrificing, so they will get some benefit for their sacrifice. So A will get 6,000 and B will get 6,000. I was thinking that C is gaining partner, so why we are crediting C?
Yes.
That's when I found the mistake. Actually, you see, the capital account will be debited. That's why their capital will be deducted by 12,000. And why this will be deducted, we can understand this by taking this example in detail, understanding in detail. So let's say if
Yes, sir.
this 60,000 amount will be distributed in old ratio, then what will be A is getting and what will be B get?
60,000 into 3 by 5.
Yes, so it will be 36
So,
and 24. Yes.
yes.
So in first case, A and B will get this amount. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Now we don't have to distribute the profit right now because we are not going to close the accounts of general reserve or profit and loss. Yes.
Yes.
If we are not closing the accounts right now, then this balance will be carry forwarded in future, and C will also get share in this profit. So if C will get share in profit, now this will be distributed in 5:3:2. Yes.
Yes.
So in future, the 60,000 will be distributed in 5:3:2. So A will get 30,000, B will get 15,000, and C will get 12,000. Yes.
Yes.
Now, can you tell me this 60,000 profit is past profit or future profit?
So it's a future profit.
It's past profit actually, because it is shown in our books. So it's earned before.
It's earned before, right? Oh,
It is showing in our books. So it means we have earned this amount before.
okay.
So it is our past profit before admission of C. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Now, can
Yes.
you tell me that at the time of admission of C, C he has any right to share this profit?
No, sir.
No, because it is past profit. It is related to old partners. Okay,
Yes.
so he has no right on this profit, and C is getting the share in this profit. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
C is getting 12,000 from
12,000.
that. So it is not correct treatment. So we have to do what we have to do, that we will take 6,000, because there is loss of 6,000 to A, there is loss of 6,000 to B, and there is profit of
12,000.
12,000 to C. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So A will get 6,000, B will get 6,000 from C. These two will get 6,000 each from
See.
C. So C will get 12,000 in future, but A and B is recovering that amount right now at present from C. So there will
Yes.
be no benefit or no loss for C.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's why we are doing that entry. This we calculate sacrificing or gaining ratio of partners, and then we multiply with the sacrifice. You can see I have not multiplied by 1/2. Whatever the fraction comes in calculating sacrifice, you have to multiply with that sacrifice, not 1/2. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I have multiplied with 1/10. It is 6,000. So A is getting 6,000, B is getting 6,000, and C is paying 12,000. So it is the same with this situation. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So if you want to write steps in case 2, then you have to write like step 1 will be calculate sacrifice or gain of partners. Gain of partners. And then step 2 will be calculate net balance of profit or loss. We have to calculate the net balance. let's say there is 2 profit and 1 loss, then we will add 2 profits and deduct 1 loss. So we can calculate net balance by deducting loss. So calculate net balance from given profit or loss. And step 3 will be multiply the net balance with sacrifice or gain of each partner. With sacrifice or gain of each partner. Okay, and then we will pass the journal entry. That will be step 4, pass journal entry. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to write the steps to calculate.
Yes, sir, I need to write the steps.
Okay.
Sir, these are steps for case 2, right?
Yes, case 2.
Oh.
In case 1, we have to distribute the profit or loss, whatever given in the quotient, we have to distribute in the old ratio. Just distribute in the old ratio.
Okay.
Okay. Completed?
One more step. Okay, sir.
It is our case 2. And if you want to write also case 1, then you have to calculate just the share of profit. Okay. In case 1, you need to remember one thing, that all the profits and loss will be distributed separately. So you will distribute the profit separate with the loss. You cannot calculate net balance. Okay. If there is, let's say, if there is 3 profits given in the quotient and 1 loss given in the quotient, then we have to add all 3 profits and then we can distribute it. But we have to distribute the loss separately.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In first case, we don't have to combine the profit or loss both. And in second case, we have to calculate net balance by adding all the profits and deducting all the loss.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now there is two more things in reserve. In this section, reserves.
Okay.
Okay. There is two
Yes.
more things. We have to understand what is that. Have you ever seen the workman compensation reserve?
I've heard about it, sir.
Okay. So workman compensation reserve or workman reserve, workman compensation fund, you can also say. Okay. So what is workman? Who is workman? It is our workers. Okay.
Yes.
And compensation means when while working, if our worker incurs some damage, because accident happens in factories and there may be some loss of life, or you can say there may be damage to some portion of body. Okay.
Yes.
Like hand or foot. So in case of damage, you have to pay some compensation to him. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And that compensation is very high. Actually, if person dies, then compensation is too much high. And if that person incurs some damage, that body part, some body part damaged, then you have to pay the
Wow.
the amount which is high but not so high. Okay. So we create a reserve for that purpose. We create reserve for that purpose so we can compensate our employee at the time of damage. Hello, Aniket.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay, so workman compensation reserve is like when we when our workers incur some damage, then we have to pay him compensation, and compensation amount is very high, so we cannot quickly get that amount of cash to pay the worker. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, we deposit some money, we save some money for that purpose. So it is called workman compensation reserves. It is saving of business to compensate the worker in case of any damage.
So the saved money is for the compensation purpose only, not for other
Yes.
purpose. Okay.
So if there is any compensation, we have to pay to the worker. So in this case, it will be shown in the liability side of balance sheet. So if there is no claim, let's say there is workman compensation reserve of 50,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes there is claim. Claim means damage happens and workers are claiming some amount. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if there is any claim, then we will deduct from this reserve, and then whatever the balance will be, we will distribute between partner. Let's say claim is 30,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will distribute 20,000 between partners, old partners, in old ratio. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And in case, let's say there is not 30,000 claim, there is claim of 50,000. Claim of 50,000, then we don't have to distribute any amount. We will just pay the claim and balance will be nil, so we cannot distribute anything.
Yes.
sometimes it may happen that claim is more than the reserve amount. Claim is more than reserve account, that is, let's say claim is 60,000. So you saved money 50,000 for damage and there is a claim of 60,000, then 10,000 is loss for you and it will be transferred to revaluation account. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there may be higher damage than our savings. What will be the entry? If there is no claim, then we will distribute all the profit, all the reserve balance between partners. Workmen compensation reserve account debit to partners capital account. Okay. If there is no claim.
Yes, sir.
And if there is claim, then workmen compensation reserve account debit, then we have to pay the claim first. That's why to liability for claim. Liability for claim. Or you can also write here workmen compensation claim account. Okay.
Yes, sir. So claim is a loss, right?
Claim is, yes, liability for us, and at the time of damage, yes, it's a loss.
So
Okay.
if sir, claim is a loss for us, it should be asset, right?
Loss on the asset side.
No, for like it's an expense, right, for us.
Yes, it's an expense because damage happens and now we have to pay the compensation for that damage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's liability for us.
Okay. Okay.
And because we are paying this amount, it's a loss for us also. So workman compensation reserve account debit to liability for claim and to partners capital. If there is any balance left, then that will be distributed between partners. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And if the claim amount is higher than the reserve, then you have to
Take it from the revaluation account.
yes, we have to put that amount to revaluation. So revaluation account debit to workman compensation claim account. Workman compensation claim account. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you want to write it, please write it, but
Okay, sir.
make it fast.
Okay, sir. Sir, only the journal part. Right? Only
Yes.
the journal.
Actually, don't write it here. Okay. I will do some portions in next class and also explain the investment fluctuation fund to you. Okay. There is one more item related to this, that is investment fluctuation fund, and then you can write both the concept at the same time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good. So that's all for today, Yusuf.
Okay, sir.
Is there any doubt? You can ask the question. You can also send me the question if doubt arises later.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye. Okay, Aniket. Where are we?
Sure, I think you are on partner.
Your sound is very slow.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sir, I think you're doing partners.
Yes, admission of partners.
Yes, sir, admission of partners.
Okay. So our memorandum of revaluation account is completed or not?
Yes, sir.
Good.
He completed revaluation account. Now we have to do others like the what is it? Partners capital account and balance sheet.
Okay. Okay. So just wait for 2 to 3 minutes. If
Oh, yes, sir.
there is another student, then we will start the class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.